This is We Dip 'Em controllers. This is a smart trigger tutorial. Now what you're gonna do first, we got a BDM40 controller right here. And what you're gonna do first is you're gonna take off these bumpers, and you're gonna need something flat like this right here. And you're gonna put your thumb or your finger on top of the bumpers, which are L1 and R1. So they don't fly across the room, and you wanna go up under it just like this and pop it up. And we're gonna do the same thing here. All right, we're gonna turn it around. We need to take the trim off, and we need to start with these corners right here. We'll lift them up like that. And then we're gonna lift up on both sides. And now we can see the screws we need to get to. Now we're gonna take them out. Now we got our screws out. We're gonna have the controller upside down, and we're gonna put a little pressure on our corner of our faceplate right here. That way when we lift up on these tabs right here, they won't lock back on when we're trying to take it off. So these little tabs right here, so we're gonna lift up on. Now we can separate it. Okay, now we're gonna take out our battery, and you wanna put your fingers as close as you can to the plug right here, because you don't wanna pull it out by the wires. Wiggle a little bit, pull it out, put it to the side. Now we can see our battery holder, and it's got a screw right here. And first we're gonna unplug this flex cable right here. And what I like to do is I like to put my thumb over the top of it. That way when I unplug it, it don't come out of the battery holder. Now we got it unplugged. So now we can take out our screw in our battery holder. And all these screws are the same size. So now we take it out, and then we got our flex cable still onto our battery holder. We'll put it to the side. This makes it easier when you're putting it back together. Now we're gonna unplug this flex cable right here. This goes to our microphone. And the other one, you know, is for the speaker as well. So now that we got this unplugged, what I like to do is go ahead and take it out. That way when we're lifting up and putting back down the circuit board, we don't forget about it and forget to move it out of the way and pinch the flex cable. So we're gonna put it to the side. Now we can see these flex cables right here. These go to our adaptive triggers. Now we're not gonna need them anymore because we're using smart triggers, so we're just gonna unplug them. We're not gonna need them anymore. Take them out. And now we got this flex cable right here, and this goes to our touchpad. So we're gonna unplug this, pull it up. Now we're gonna lift up on our circuit board, and you can put your fingers on the thumbsticks right here, your thumbs right here, kind of lift it up. And they got little release tabs right here too, that you can move over to the side, lift it up. Now we're just gonna pull back our circuit board just a little bit. Okay, now we get our smart triggers, and it's got this remapper right here. And this remapper is gonna go over the top of our stock remapper. As you can see right here. And see it's got two little tabs, and the remapper has two holes that's gonna go right over the top of it. So now what you're gonna do to make it whole lot easier on yourself to line the holes up is you're going to take off this sticky tab right here, and this is going to stick to the circuit board. So we're just going to line the holes up, and then we're just going to stick it right onto the circuit board. That's going to keep it in place, make it a whole lot easier to line them holes up. Okay, now we got that on. We're going to lay see our battery came off the circuit board, and you're just going to, it's right here, just put it back in here. All right, now we're just going to put our circuit board back down. Okay, now we can take this paper off right here, and this is gonna stick to the circuit board as well. And see that little hole in the center of those two tabs? It's got a little copper coloring around it. We're gonna line that up with the hole on this remapper, because our battery holder has a little tab that comes out, and it's gonna go right in that hole. All right, now we got that stuck on there. Then we can plug in our touchpad flex cable, plug it back in. Now we can put in our flex cable we took out a while ago so it wouldn't pinch up on the circuit board. Go ahead and put that in there. And we can hold down the circuit board, hold the controller so the circuit board don't come up on us. Or you can put a screw back in to that battery holder and keep it down. Whatever's easier for you. And put our flex cable, I like to go ahead and put it where it holds into right there. That way I can hold on to it like that right there. I'm plugging it in. Pull it all the way up. Plug it in. Okay, now we can go ahead and put back on our battery holder. And what we're going to do is go ahead and get our wires out of the way. Go ahead and line them up where we want to put them at. Like put them like right there by that plug where that flex cable went for the adaptive triggers. All right, now we're going to get our battery holder. Put it back on. Now we're going to screw it in place. See, this makes it a whole lot easier since we got our flex cable still on the battery holder. Now we just place our thumb back on it while we're plugging it in. Now it's plugged in. And those just go to your speakers. And now we got these little trigger inserts. And these are gonna go at the bottom underneath the trigger. So it's got two little holes right here. That's where the rounded part is. And see the trigger inserts, they have a rounded spot. And that's what's gonna go with the rounded spot of the trigger, right? And then it's got a flat spot on the back. And that's gonna let you know what side, let's see if we can see it here, what side to put it on. So we got SR right here. So that R is gonna be for your R2. And the other one right here, it's gonna have SL. Letting you know that's gonna be on your L2. And see, a lot of companies don't use real mouse switches. We use high quality Omron mouse switches. They're good for 5 million clicks. And if they do, they use this little tab right here. It's that little tab that sticks out right here. And they use that to engage the mouse switch. And what that's gonna do is gonna cause more movement And if you push real hard, that's gonna go inside your mouse switch and it's gonna break your mouse switch. See, ours, you just put this trigger insert in there and see it's got a little cutout for that tab that goes around it. And what this does is it creates a flat surface to engage a mouse switch, and it's going to have great movement, and you can push really hard and you don't have to worry about breaking it. So let's go ahead and put these on. Now it's a lot easier, as you can see, with the trigger off, but you can still put them in. We have our SR right here. So we know the rounded part's gonna go to the rounded contour of the trigger. So we're gonna have that rounded part facing us when we turn the controller over. And so if you have tweezers, you can put it in with your finger if you have small fingers, but you can get it, if you have a pair of tweezers, it just makes it so much easier. You can get it lined up like this. And then push down on it. We know it's in there. And see, then we get our mouse switch, and we're gonna come in from the side. We'll come right in from the side. And it just kind of pops, like slides in there and pops into place. And now we can do the other side. We'll get our trigger insert. Then we can pop our mouse switch in place. Just come in from the side like that. And now we can put our battery back in. And when we put our rear plate back on, our back plate, we're gonna go over the top of the triggers. So we're gonna go over the top just like this. Then we're gonna look and make sure the wires are not getting, before we place it all the way down, make sure they're not getting pinched up. So we're all good there. So now we're gonna put it down. And then we're gonna turn around, we're gonna pop these tabs back in place. Now we can get our screws back in. Now we get all our screws back in. Get our bumpers, pop them back in. Now we get our trim. I'm gonna start with these pointy parts of the trim. That's gonna go right in underneath the touchpad right there. Go over the thumbsticks. We're gonna push down just a little bit. Then we're gonna come over here. We're gonna put the corner pieces in. Then we're gonna push down here in the center. And now we're done. Now we got smart triggers. We're gonna be able to shoot faster, aim faster. No matter if you got heavy hands or not, you ain't gonna break these. That's the great thing about these.